Oh my goodness, I'm actually live. Okay, this happens all the time, every time I use Zoom. So I do apologize. I think I'm like fixing myself, not knowing that I'm actually live. So I've just looked on my phone, okay, and it actually shows that I'm actually already live on Facebook. I do apologize if you saw me, fiddling around with the computer or myself, my dress. All right. Good evening, everybody. How are you doing? It's quite late in the day today, isn't it? It's about 9:44. Uh, and well, it's a very topical issue about is there an amnesty for illegal immigrants in the UK? So you know that a few days ago, Boris Johnson has already been elected as the Prime Minister. And in the past, and I think a couple of articles from freemovement.org, it's an immigration blog that provides a lot of immigration you know, uh, immigration articles. And the barrister there sort of confirmed that, what's Boris Johnson's immigration policy, and whether there will be an immigration amnesty for illegal immigrants. And I thought I would hop on here very quickly because I know, a lot of people are waiting. They're probably thinking, they're already messaging me, it would be good if there's going to be an amnesty for illegal immigrants. And the fact that Boris Johnson has been elected is probably a bit of good news for people waiting for some news that he's going to announce. But we don't know whether he's going to announce anything. We don't know whether he's going to remember his words on, giving amnesty to illegal immigrants who's been in the UK. I think I haven't actually heard him say this, but this article from Free Movement basically said that he would give, or I think there are articles in London that says that he said it, that he would give amnesty to illegal immigrants. So we don't know whether he would actually remember his words. We don't know whether he would I don't know, change immigration rules. Could he do that? What would happen if he actually does that? And in what form would it take? Will he say, okay, those illegal immigrants who've been in the UK for 10 years, who has a job, or we really don't know, because as you know, the Conservative Party especially Boris Johnson wants to leave the European Union. I mean, the Brexit is already in place, and we are just waiting for it to be finalized, because it's not really finalized. They're saying we're leaving, but we don't really know when exactly that will be. There's new deadline in October, as you know, and Boris Johnson, I think, made a promise that he would leave even though there's no deal. And I know that, for some people, I know I voted Remain, and I hope that the UK will not go ahead with the Brexit. But if it's happening, then we really don't know what will happen with immigration rules. Whether there's going to be changes, whether the change that they will be introducing will be in favor of illegal immigrants. So we really don't know. So at the moment, it's good news for illegal immigrants, because there is a possibility, and I'm talking about possibility because he did say it, that he would grant he would grant amnesty to illegal immigrants. There is a possibility, so it's good news. But at the moment, there is absolutely nothing, no indication whatsoever that he will go ahead with what he said on giving amnesty to illegal immigrants. So the immigration rules, as it stands at the moment, as they apply at the moment, as they are enforced at the moment, will continue to be applied. So if you are an overstayer in the UK, definitely try and see if you can regularize your stay in under the current rules. If not, then if you encounter the Home Office, then you will most likely, either get detained or deported. Okay, and there's been many cases where people have applied in the past and then asked to report to a Home Office center, and they have not done that. They have completely just gone under the radar, and then a few years later they then encounter a lawyer, and the lawyer will say, okay, yeah, you can apply, but the lawyer probably has not known that the person applying has had application before refused, and has not reported, has not complied with the condition of their bail, for example. So in those cases, when they applied, I've heard that some people are picked up from Croydon. So Croydon is the place where you apply if you don't have visa, and you want to ask the Home Office to grant you, ask the Secretary of State to grant you leave to stay in the UK. So you go there with your documents when you make the appointment, and that's when I think some of the enforcement officers are waiting for you to be picked up. I've heard apparently some cases are like that. In fact, a couple of clients have, they were quite worried when that happened, but fortunately for them, they have not really applied before. It's the first time application, so there's no warning that this person who has had a bad immigration history, has not complied with the condition, is turning up in Croydon. So that's kind of something that you need to consider. Okay, so I'm sure there's a lot of people watching me. There's about 24. There's a lot of you, and wondering, is there really a amnesty? So at the moment, no. So I don't want to get your hopes up, because we don't really know. But it's good news that Boris Johnson has been elected and he is the Prime Minister. But we don't know whether there's going to be an election and whether another Prime Minister will be voted in. We don't know. I don't really know. I don't know politics. I don't know how it works. It's not something I'm interested in, to be honest. So that's it that I wanted to say tonight. But if you want to regularize your stay, there's a lot of ways. And if you want to ask me questions, then do let me know on that. Because I know some people, they think that they can't regularize their stay. They've been in the UK for, sorry, I'm sweating. They've been in the UK for many years, and they either have a partner, they have a child, but they don't really know. They're so scared to apply. For instance, I have one client who came. She has a child who's been in the UK for, I think, 9 years, 10th year in October. So and she's really worried to apply, because she doesn't know whether it's going to be granted. And in those cases where you have a child who's been in the UK for over 7 years, you should really consult a lawyer, or even consult a lawyer if your child is 6 years old before they're 7, so you can prepare the documents, so you can get advice. Or even though, well, at the moment, if you have a child who's 2 years old and you are not, you don't have a visa, you don't have leave to remain in the UK, then consult with a lawyer, ask for information how you can regularize your stay. Or at the moment, if you're really not sure, then yes, definitely go and consult a lawyer and seek advice. But be careful of instructing a lawyer who says that yes, we can apply for you, without really explaining to you whether or not you will be successful and on what basis. Okay, if they say, oh, you can apply, you've been in the UK for, let's say, 5 years, and you haven't got any attachment, you don't have a partner, you don't have a child, you don't have any exceptional reasons why you should you should stay in the UK, and the lawyer will say, oh yeah, definitely you can apply under human rights. You know, you have to be really wary, because if you are in the UK without a visa, you don't have any attachment, even though you've been in the UK for 15 years at the moment, and you can't show any attachment to the U with, you know, to you can't have any, you can't show that there's a reason for you to stay in the UK, then most definitely you will be refused. Okay, but each case are really considered on its facts, so each case is different. That's why I can't say one person has been in the UK for 8 years and she's granted a visa, but the other person has been in the UK for, let's say 16 years, 17 years. Even with that, it's, you know, unless you can really show that there's under the immigration rules, you can argue that there is a reason for you to stay in the UK, then you'll never succeed. Okay, so I think that's it. Night. Have a good night. Thank you for watching, everyone. Bye.